This is Scout Wilkins again, and I'm sharing another one of the basic stories of how I see the world so that I can tell some other stories about how we work in it. This next story is about how I see things working, how it is that you actually have an impact on things like terrorism in Paris, or polar bears on melting snow in the Arctic, or the big things in our lives that we can feel pretty darn hopeless around or helpless around. And I have a vision about how the energy in life works so that you can actually feel empowered in what you do in your life, knowing that it has an effect in all other areas of the world. And it's based on a bike race. I used to think, like most people, I believe, that a bike race is actually an individual sport. A bunch of people all riding their bikes as hard and as strategically as they can, trying to be the first across the finish line. And about 10 years ago, a friend of mine told me how a bike race actually works. Like, for instance, the Tour de France. We were watching the Tour de France, and I got quite a lesson about how that works. And ever since then, I've been fascinated about what an amazing metaphor that is for life. And I'm not going to pretend to get into any nuances at all about how a bike race works, except to say that bike racing is a team sport. And you have a group of people that have formed a team, and they have chosen the member of the team that they are all working to get across the finish line first. There are also other things, there are other strategies, other things that people can win besides winning the overall race. You can win a day, you can win the hill climb, you can win the sprint. There are a lot of different ways for individuals to really do well and come away as a winner. And in the overall team, these people are working together so beautifully and with such dedication for each other that it's almost breathtaking. And the most obvious part of the team is in the formation called the Peloton. So I call this training the Peloton training. But it's like a wedge of geese. You know, you've got the person that's at the front of the wedge, and they're actually doing an amazing job breaking the wind for the other people behind them. So they're drafting. Biking is a lot about drafting. But there are other ways that they're supporting one another. And so, using this as a model, what I'd like to invite you to do is think about your life in terms of that thought. Say you're right here going through your life, and you actually are a part of your own Peloton. You have people out in front of you. You have your teachers and mentors, perhaps your parents, the people who are out in front of you, older siblings, friends, people that are breaking the trail. They're creating a draft. You're following. Then you've got people at your wings. These are your peers, your best friends. These are people that love you and feed you energy. They're coming along with you, and they're supporting you in your movement, in your life, because they love you. And then you have people, these people are supporting you from the back. They're supporting you by believing in you. Perhaps in my case, where I'm a coach, these people are my clients. They're believing in me. They're paying me good money to help them in their own life, in their own Peloton. So I've got this team of people around me, and these are it's kind of my inner circle. They're my peeps who love me and believe in me, and because of them, because of their appreciation, because of their love, I am carried forward in a way that I could never be by myself. And here's where it gets cool, is that my wing person over here has her own Peloton. she's got her own team. She's over here, and she's got her own desire in her life. She's not interested in the same things I'm interested in. I mean, she's interested in what I'm interested in, but she has her own driving fascination. And she's got people she's following. She's got wings. I'm one of her wings. I love her. I'm helping her move forward. She has the people that are the wind under her wing, you know, moving her forward. She's got all these other people, and she's doing the same thing. I'm being the tail end person for my teachers. I'm the one that's feeding them energy. Other people, I'm this client back here who's feeding me so much, she's got people behind her. And I'm actually helping her in her support of those people. It's feeding through. The energy is feeding through this connection. I'm focused primarily on my own Peloton because this is moving my thing that I'm the most fascinated with in the world. The thing that I'm most fascinated with is human behavior, why we do what we do, and how we can do what we do with less and less resistance so that we're doing what we love. And so this whole thing is just blowing wide open, moving forward. We're carrying love forward. We're evolving in an amazing way. That's my fascination. The person next to me, that doesn't have to be her fascination. She loves it. She's interested. She wants to hear what I'm talking about. And so we're feeding each other. So you can see, if you carry this pattern out, that what's actually happening is that we are feeding energy out into this grid. There are people out here who are not in my immediate circle, but they're close enough that I'm drawing, because I'm interested, I'm curious, I'm wide open, I'm drawing energy from the whole grid. I'm feeding energy to the whole grid. Everybody that I'm appreciating, everybody that I'm listening to, everybody that I'm reading, everybody that I'm reaching, we're all part of the same grid of energy. And so when you look at it in this way, you can see that there is nobody in the world who isn't a part of this grid. We are all part of the same grid. And the places where the grid may get dark, may have more trouble letting the energy go through, those are the places where people are very afraid. They're very resentful. They're very angry. I'm going to talk about what's happening with that in the video I do on the map of consciousness. So check that one out. I'll be talking about how this grid works and how we feed our energy throughout the world with this. For now, just think about this model as a way to put your energy, as a way to, first of all, appreciate that what you love, what you're fascinated by, what excites you, what feeds your individual little team right here, that's why that's so important. That you're not becoming from the shoulds and the doing things because that's what matters. What matters is you being fully engaged right here. That's what matters, is you bringing all of your heart and soul to what you love right here, being wide open and sharing with these people right around you, because that's going to travel out. And if you do nothing else but that, that's enough. That's way more than almost most people are doing. Although I will say that from the perspective that I have these days on a global scale, watching what's happening, I absolutely know, beyond a doubt, that there are huge pockets of this happening all over the world. It's happening. So, even if all you're doing is this diamond right here, it's great. Do it well. Do it beautifully. Love it. If that's expanding out and reaching more people and that's what you want to do, and that feels good and you're staying open, you're not shooting yourself, you're doing it because you love it and it excites you, do that. do what excites you, do what keeps your energy open, and thank you. Thank you so much for being part of my team, wherever you are.